Ever since I was a kid, I was fascinated by video games. I would spend hours playing, mastering levels, and figuring out new strategies. They captured my attention and became my favorite way to escape and unwind. Growing up, I always more on the research side, keeping myself most of the time. I don't know. I enjoyed the quiet moments alone, but that didn't mean that I was lonely. Some might have called me lazy because I often procrastinate, but the truth was, I like to take my time. Despite that, I was smart and excellent things I care about, especially when it came to read. I loved getting lost in a good book, exploring new words and new ideas. In primary school, well, I was a kid who always did the bare minimum to get by. I didn't feel the need to overexert myself when I knew I could easily get decent grades. My teachers often comment me how capable I was, but I never felt the pleasure to prove them right. I prefer spending my afternoons playing video games rather than studying or doing homework. But my love for reading kept me sharp. I devoured books literally, from fantasy to science fiction, and they helped me to develop a wide vocabulary and the strong critical and I don't know thinking skills. But by the time I entered the secondary school, I found my rhythm. I wasn't the most outgoing person, but I made a small group of friends who shared my sense of humor. We joke around the class, play some soccer during the breaks, and sometimes meet after school to play video games. Those years were some of the best, really. And fight with inside jokes and a lot of love. We spent lots of hours talking about video games and random things that we felt funny. Well, in the high school, it was a new challenge. That workload in class was no more pressure to think about the future, something I wasn't always ready for. And but I stayed true to myself. I still a bit lazy, still reserved, and still gaming in my free time. But I also start to develop new interests. I talk like into history, spending hours to reading about ancient civilization and historical figures. I even start reading short stories for fun, letting my imagination run wild. My grades weren't perfect, but I never let that bother me too much. I believe in finding a balance between academics and personal time. And when the university approached, I began to think more about what I want from my life, and the idea of living behind the comfort of my routine was a bit daunting, but I also was excited for the new experiences I've had. And well, here I am. I'm still being a little lazy and always with a book or a video game by my side, but I am happy with my career in law.